Hello and welcome to Xbox International Airlines. We are now getting ready for Flight 31, but before I introduce our flight crew and the fantastic guest, chat, how are you all doing? Hope you are doing awesome. So everyone, please be seated. Fasten your seatbelts because, as always, we get wild, crazy, and we are about to do. All right, I choose you, my Uno number. What number is this, Sour? Can you tell me?
You're mixing Uno, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. What else?
What just happened?
But isn't it like this, though? What number is this? Is it a 9 or 7? Oh, well. But either way, though. All right. Time to take off our hats and let's get back to the show, baby. And let's start introducing our awesome guest. He is known to be the best Magic player in all of UK, which is true. Also, he is known to be the man. If they see his name in the Hunt Showdown, everyone runs away and or hides. One of Marvel's and DC's biggest fan, Mr. General C. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Great. Yourself?
I am doing fantastic. So happy to see you here, man, joining us on the show, man. Really excited to have you here and get to know a little bit of you, man. Big fan of the Hunt Showdown you are, man. And I can't wait to hear more about it because really I've been looking for friends to play that game. And I'm happy that I found someone that actually plays it. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Addicted to that game.
All right. And now.
So good.
What? Hello?
I said it's so good.
Oh, I know. It's so good. I know it's a good game. I played it, but I always, I never got around to it. I always got killed, but damn. But yeah, I'll go sit down with you so I can learn my ways to the Hunt Showdown. And introducing now, the man with the Papi Chulo voice, who also loves Xenoblade 3. The man who also enjoys the Resident Evil Code Veronica game, the Smoker Griller Pro. He took George Foreman's job away, which is true. Our handsome captain, Mr. Silent Cypher. How are you doing, sir?
Dear Lord, the list of accolades that you continue to add to that scare me and turn me red every single time. I feel like it's getting worse. I'm doing well, sir. It's good to be with you guys this evening. I'm tired. I'm tired, boys. I haven't gotten to play a lot recently, so I'm excited to get to talk some games with you guys this evening. So let's do it.
All right. Oh, man. Should I leave him or should I skip him? Let's do it. Introducing now, the man who is playing Witcher 3 after all of these years. Shame. He spent too much time playing that fake Star Citizen game. The man who is still the world champion of the world record he did in episode 26. He broke it again the other day, though, but the thing is, he wants it live, so I can't. We can't confirm that again. Mr. Sour Blow, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Excited to be here. We have an awesome guest today. So, yeah it's going to be amazing. Lots of good topics, too.
Yeah, that Gamescon thing. Oh, man. I mean, I went crazy when I saw. Oh, I should do that reaction later. I'll show y'all what I did, though. But anyways, last but not least, the man who is known to his XBI panel members as God Louis, which each and every single week they switch it to Goofy Louis. So the one who switches, I'm gonna kick his butt. But chat, as always, remember hashtag God Louis, the man with the different crazy personalities, and also the man who is going to get his own video game soon called the Untitled Louis game. The crazy one, Mr. Crazy Louis. How am I doing today? Well, I am doing fantastic. I mean, I'm here chilling with you guys. It's gonna be a fun episode with this awesome, fantastic guest that we have on here, Mr. General C. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, let's start with our guest. Mr. General C. What have you been playing, sir?
I've been going back through the Gears game. Been really enjoying it.
The Gears of War?
I didn't really go into the first Gears. Played that so many times. Count, but I started with Gears 2, finished that, and jumped into Gears 3 with a buddy. Went through all that in almost an entire day, like 7 hours. We played that, and now I'm playing Gears 4, so pretty much halfway through 4. Really play.
7 hours, dear Lord, that is a long.
It was on the weekend. I was up early. He was up early. I said to him, because we'd already started it the day before. Do you want to jump on and play some Gears? Yeah, I'm up for it. There for like 7 hours and completed the rest of the 3. Such a good game. I love it. So many good moments.
All right. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Silent Cypher, tell us what you've been playing this past few weeks. Since you've been busy, I know, but gotta ask you though.
Sir, you know what? I have played a whopping 1 hour of Saints Row. That's about the extent of my video gaming time recently. Long enough to have the game freeze on me a couple times as I tried to put scars on my character's body. That's the only issue I've run into so far. I know there's been a bunch of talk about all sorts of issues so far. But long enough to have that happen and also realize that sometimes it's just better to not try and redo a classic. But that's all I've got for you for now. I'm sure we'll get into it.
So I got a question though. Is the thing that I like in that game there? You know that.
Oh my god! No,
not that I'm seeing.
No, oh my god!
But that also deserves a timeout. I'm pretty sure.
No, I didn't say anything inappropriate. I just,
I think fans.
We should ban you for the night.
Fans of the series know exactly what you're referring to, sir.
Yeah.
I think I know what he's referring to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it though.
No, it's in all seriousness. Like,
Is it big and purple?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god!
What are you talking about?
I had so much fun with that.
Oh,
But anyways,
okay.
Yeah. So in all seriousness, though, like I think the thing about that game is just, maybe not call it Saints Row, maybe call it something else. I think
Really?
that might have been the best option for them to go with, realistically, because yes, it feels like a Saints Row, but it doesn't necessarily feel like a Saints Row, if you understand what I mean.
no, I get you. I haven't played it yet because you know what? Guess what? But before I jump into mine thing, Sarah Blow, what have you been playing?
Okay, well, before I start with what I've been playing, real quick, general. I don't know if it's because you got the flash hat and you're moving so fast, but you were going in and out on your audio a little bit.
Let me try and
Just so you know.
the audio gate on gold.
Okay, well, what I've been playing, you kind of know what I've been playing. I haven't played much this week because, I had a little weekend vacation. I went on a water park, but, I've been playing a lot of Witcher. That's what I've been on. I even stopped my other games that I've been playing, but I think I'm going to go back because I want to finish some of the smaller games. Like, I'm playing Vanquish, and I do want to finish it. Because there's a lot of games coming soon that I want to get into. And Witcher, I know I'm going to spend a lot of hours in that game. I love that game. It's amazing. I love RPGs, and I don't know. That game got me hooked.
Remember what I told you, right? Always manual save.
Yeah. I lost.
Yes.
I lost the other
Yeah.
day. I lost a few hours because of that.
And that's the funny thing, though. You remember we had a conversation about CD Projekt Red, and I told you when those guys release games, I wait a couple years because I don't trust them. I mean, Witcher's 5 years old. How much? No, more than that. Witcher came out in 2014, was it? 2015.
It's like 8 years old now.
It has a few years, yeah.
Yeah, 7 or 8 years old, and they still have that save issues. Oh man, I mean that scares me. That scares the hell out of me when I play those type of games.
Is my mic any better now?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
you do.
Yes, it
Now
is.
now you just sound like the Flash.
Yeah, it's the noise gate on Discord. I needed to adjust
Oh,
it a bit.
All right, all right,
gotcha.
all right, all right. Wait, is that my auntie back there? I see like a skull with two horns. Yeah, hey auntie, what's up?
Crazy. What?
Oh,
God,
oh,
crazy. What about you?
man.
What you been playing?
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you something though, and damn it, I beat Elden Ring. I killed that son of a and kicked his you know I did everything yesterday. It took me 4 hours, but I killed him. But yeah, I beat Elden Ring finally. I did the good ending, and you know what? Once I beat it, I hit Journey 2, and I was like, okay, let me just run through it real quick, and I already killed 5 bosses in less than 30 minutes. I am that powerful. Feels good. But yes, I finally beat Elden Ring. Got the good ending. Now I gotta get the other, what is it, 3 endings? I don't know how many endings it has. It's like probably 6, 7, I don't know. And but yeah, I finally beat it. I'm actually really happy that I beat that game. Seriously, just took it off the list. And now I'm going to move up to Terminator Resistance. Oh man, I can't wait to play that game. That game looks a lot of fun. It's semi-open world, and it's a lot of fun. Can't wait to just get my hands into it. So yeah, Sour Blow, I guess it's your time, right?
Well,
Take it away, my dear friend.
actually, not my time, but I do have a
Oh,
time capsule question, which is to our guests. We have this question we ask our guests every time. And this is, we're going to let our imagination fly, General C. And let's say Constellation has chosen you to pick 3 games that will go into space in a time capsule as a meaning of introducing other life form to our planet. What 3 games would you choose and why?
Halo 2,
Ooh.
Gears 3, and The Last of Us Part 1.
He was ready for this. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
he was ready.
He didn't think about it. He just came, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Nice, nice.
those are the 3
Awesome
games that I've played throughout my life that have had the most impact on me.
It's awesome. That's
great.
awesome.
That's great.
I thought you were gonna mention the Hunt Showdown. I was like, yep, he's gonna mention the Hunt Showdown. I'll put it on there.
I could have put that on there easily, but they're the games that I grew up with.
Okay.
Okay, nice. All right. Well, before we continue with the show, I'm gonna give real quick the flight itinerary to give a brief rundown of some of the things we're gonna talk throughout the show. We're gonna talk, of course, about Gamescon, which was pretty interesting. The opening night. We're gonna talk about the Xbox night, which will be tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit about Embracer Group, and we're going to talk about many other news because, news are picking up. So there's a lot of things going around, so stay tuned. I will pass it to Lou so he can give our passengers a quick shout out.
All right. Let's do it's time for the passenger shadow and announcement. Shh. Oh, I don't know how to do that though. I need to get that thing to do that. Shh. Copy that. Passenger announcement. Copy that. Well, let's start off the list with Mr. Safo. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Happy to see you here. Hello, Mr. Dark, as always, in the dark side of things. How are you doing, Mr. Dark? Hope you are enjoying the show. Hello, Wandering Dodge, sir. Happy to see you running by here, man. Mr. Grasso. Oh, how are you doing, brother? As always, each and every single week. Grasso, it's going to be now 31,500 achievement points. Oh, man, Grasso, we got to get to the 100,000 mark. Oh, let's keep on going on. Decado, hello, sir. Happy to see you here also. Oh, my shovel brother. How are you doing, Mr. Stuff Sean, man? Stuffy, we need to get back to Forza. Paul and UK are going to kill us if we don't get back to it soon. So, yeah, we got to hop on back there. They're going to kill us real soon. And let's keep on going down the list. Who else is here? Ready to say hello, Sapo, Mr. Grasso. Victor Click Familia, que lo que mi hermano soy international, mi hermanazo de Puerto Rico. How are you doing, brother? So, yeah, it's time for our captain to announce the takeoff.
Captain.
Captain? Captain!
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Sour has turned on the subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Please stow your food and beverages next to your desk, underneath your seat, or in front of you. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt. And also make sure that you've hit that notification bell. We gently remind you that smoking and drinking are not prohibited on this flight. However, playing the New Game Plus version of Peppa Pig is strictly prohibited. We're looking at you, Jen.
I ain't ever touching that game again.
If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight panelists. Thank you. Back to you, Crazy.
Is it that bad, General? The Peppa Pig game? I want to try it though.
That game can burn in hell. I want to burn my gamer card just because of it.
Oh, you lord. Uh-oh. Oh, man.
God. Well,
I'm gonna give it. But is it fast? Like you can beat it like in half an hour or something like that? Because
Less than 2 hours. You can 1,000 gamers score that.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll give it a go.
Just remind me never to take bets again because I lost the bet for that.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Well, before it goes to you, actually, I got a few questions for our guests. I'm going to go through real quick. And the first one is, it's another make-believe scenario. Let's say, since you're already on a flight, and you decided to fall asleep for the duration of the trip. When you wake up, Phil Spencer is sitting next to you. You have 2 to 3 minutes to introduce yourself, give us your evaluation pitch on who you are and where they can find you. Can you do that within 2 to 3 minutes? Kind of hard.
Probably not, but I'll try. I am the General C. I stream on Twitch. Used to make YouTube videos. I did a Pass or Play series, which was basically like mini reviews of Xbox Game Pass games. But it didn't go so well. It's a lot of effort that kind of took its toll on my mental health, and that's when I decided to switch into Twitch streaming. And I've had a lot of fun since. Catch me playing Hunt Showdown multiple times a week. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and sometimes on Fridays as well. That's that's pretty much what I've got.
Nice.
That's a hard thing to do when you're put on the spot.
Yeah, especially if Okay, let's move. But another quick section. This was actually perfect for you, because we got the General C, and we got this segment called the 4 C's, which we always ask our guests. And we're gonna start with asking you, what is your favorite cereal?
To be honest, I don't eat breakfast that often.
Okay.
I
what's
have
your
to
favorite?
Think about that one.
Okay. Well, this one is not a lunch then. What's your favorite? What's your favorite food in general? Like, what do you like to eat?
Okay, we'll say it in Spanish. Yeah, food, comida.
I like Mexican food. I like Italian food. I think I'd have to go with Italian. Pasta is just so good.
Yeah.
I could eat so much of that, and then you always get to that point where you eat too much pasta, and you just feel sick. And we all get to it. But yeah, it's either pasta or pizza. They're like the best.
Okay, I know this one. You might have an answer for this one. What is your favorite cartoon?
There's so many, but the one that I watched a lot growing up as a kid was Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Oh, great
God,
choice.
nice.
Yeah.
That is a great choice. Yeah.
What is your favorite character overall? It could be video games, movies, TV series.
Most memorable character would have to be the Master Chief.
Nice. Okay. Well, before I pass it to Lou to the final 4C question, I know that you are currently in the works of your own project. You're working on a comic book. Anything you would like to share about that that you can share with us? I know it's early in development, but
I can't say too much, but I can say it's a action sci-fi, but at the core of it, it's a story about mental health.
nice.
Nice.
I have my own struggles with mental health, so it's big in my own story. So
Yeah. I think we all go through problems here and there, and it's nice that you're actually dedicating a comic book. I love comic book, and growing as a kid, I used to collect them, so that's actually nice.
That's why Peacemaker's the best.
I just want to put a bit of my own experience with mental health out there, and maybe it helps one person, and I've done what I've needed to do then.
Yep, totally agree with you. I mean, there's not a bunch of superheroes, with mental health stuff going on there. You got a blind one, you got partly a deaf one, but with problems like that, stuff like that that's pretty cool. I mean, that's interesting to see a superhero use that as an advantage or take beyond it, stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That would be. I would actually read a comic book like that. It would be really interesting for me, especially me since I got so much stuff going in my head. Just to see something like that would be cool.
Yeah, it's
Also,
pretty much the same here. Like I got a lot going on in my head.
Yeah,
There's times where I find it hard to sleep because mental health takes its toll when you overthink things while you're trying to switch off. So yeah, there's a reason why I decided to write a comic like that. So hopefully,
hopefully your comic book could become a big IP, and someone like Ninja Theory could like work on it. Imagine
that would be cool. Yeah,
that would be
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Mostly, I see it as an animated TV show, but first steps for me is to do it as a comic and then go from there.
Nice.
Who knows what'll happen?
You love anime too, General? You're a big anime fan?
Not so much anime, but I like animated cartoons like Rick and Morty and Ed, Ed and Eddie and all that sort of stuff that I grew up with in the 90s. Beyblade.
Oh,
I'm not a huge anime fan, but Beyblade and Dragon Ball Z were animes I grew up with.
Every time you mention Ed, Ed and Eddie,
Ed, Ed and Eddie.
The song just starts playing in my head.
I love it. It's a shame it's not on any streaming service in the UK.
Yeah.
I would binge that every day.
It was such a good cartoon. Yeah, I miss those type of cartoons. Also, you had Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls. Heck yeah, I want to be. What was that?
Johnny
girl's name?
Bravo. I think Johnny Bravo would get cancelled in this day and age, though.
Oh
yes, definitely would.
Cow and Chicken as well. There's just so many.
So many.
Oh, I love Billy and Mandy. Billy and Mandy was hilarious.
Billy and Mandy was hilarious.
Grim Adventures and Billy and Mandy. That's one of my favorites. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Lord, Courage.
Classics.
Oh my God. I used to laugh at that so much. So
the thing is, Warner Brothers own a lot of them characters, and I can imagine a lot of those characters will go into multiverses.
Oh yeah.
It's Warner Bros. characters.
Yes,
Yep, they own Cartoon Network.
Oh, wait, Cartoon Network belongs to Warner Bros. I thought it was TBS.
No.
Warner Brothers.
TBS is part of Warner Brothers. Yeah, TBS is the channel. Yes, they own like right now they own the well, they don't own the rights, but they have the contract too of, like, for example, AEW, which airs in TBS. They have a contract with them, for example. So yeah.
But TBS with Warner Bros. Is the first time I hear that.
Yeah, TNT is also Warner Brothers. But anyway, crazy. Don't you have
Yeah, no, I'm jumping into that. Yeah, but now you got me confused with that. So, General C, I got a crazy question for you. Since you love westerns, right? How do you imagine yourself as being, as a cowboy? What gear would you use? What type of horse would you ride? And what color would the horse be?
Oh, he's putting you on the Westworld train.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a lever action rifle.
Oh, yeah. Totally agree with you there. Lever action.
I'd picture myself as more like a sheriff or a marshal like character, because you've got to love the good guy, right?
Yeah.
Have you
Yep.
seen Westworld, or do you watch Westworld?
I've seen some of Westworld, but I haven't had a chance to catch up with it. There's too
Oh,
many TV shows out there that are
yeah.
so good that I'm juggling.
Okay.
Got to make time for Westworld.
Yep.
I love Westworld, but it's not for everyone.
I grew up with Western movies like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. My dad loved those movies, so
Yeah.
I always ended up
This
watching
one
them with my dad. So
this one
those movies
has
like
some Western in it, but it's more of a, I would say it's more of a sci-fi, psychological, like thriller, kind of like a psychological thriller. Like it has a lot of, like psychological thriller.
yeah, it's sort of like
It has some sci-fi.
a theme park type thing for
Yeah.
adults, right?
Yeah.
And what horse would you ride though? Since you're right now, you're in the west part, Western United States. What type of horse would you ride? Would you get a Mustang? You know.
Hmm.
Hmm.
To be honest, I'm not a big fan of the horses side of the West because
No.
yeah, my mum used to like have horses and I was bitten by a horse, so yeah, I'm not a big fan of horses.
Oh, you got bit by a horse? Oh,
Yeah.
dear Lord. They bite hard. Yeah, I got
Oh
bit.
yeah, I got bit right on the chest up here. Hurt like a bitch.
Oh, yes, it does hurt like a bitch. Yep, I've been bitten by every type of animal you know. Cows, horses, goats. Yep, every type of animal. The ones that really hurt are chihuahuas and cats. Oh my God. But that's a whole other subject though. So yeah. But anyways, it's time to go for the climb. This is gonna be an awesome climb today, guys. Which is the in-flight appetizers. Rapid news consists of quick news where we will have 2 minutes for each and every single topic. So this is what I'm gonna do, guys. We have our guest. I'm gonna ask the guest a question, and then I'll choose one of you to answer, or one of you guys to go next to answer the question. What do you guys think? Is that cool with y'all?
Yeah.
no.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
All right. Awesome. So let us start with real fast. Let's shake this out quick to pick the answer real fast and start with number one. Let's see which number this is. Oh man, here we go. Microsoft paid Cooking Sims devs upfront to put the game in Game Pass. They have paid $600,000 to the cooking simulator creators in order to. Wait a minute, because I gotta read through this. Sorry, guys. Wait, this has got short. All right. To include the game on Xbox Game Pass, Big Cheese Studio got a terrific bargain because that equal to 22% of its revenue from the previous fiscal year. So here's the question to you, General C. Do you think this is Microsoft's main avenue to paying off developers to put their games in Game Pass, or do you think there is other type of deals they prefer?
I think it is a big thing. They're going to throw money at studios, obviously, as much money as possible to put those games in Game Pass.
Yep.
I'm sure they'd prefer to do other deals as well. I mean, what was it? How much money did they get given? Like over
600,000.
$500,000, right?
More, a little bit more, yeah. 600,
Yeah.
600 G's, yeah.
That's big money for an indie studio. And then they earn the money on top of that as well from people that buy the game. So I'd like to see what these studios, the smaller studios, indie studios, do with that kind of money, that kind of investment. Because imagine what their next project could be. Would be something even bigger because of that kind of money.
Yeah, of course. I mean, totally agree with you there. I mean, really happy that they paid those guys up front to get that game on there, and that way they can, if they got another project going by, it's a good way for them to start it right away after that game releases. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Healthy investment for a new game.
Especially in indie. Especially in indie. What do you think, Silent Cypher? Do you think this is Microsoft's main avenue to paying off developers to put their games in Game Pass, or do you think there are other types of deals they prefer?
They prefer it. I don't know about that. I mean, it seems like a really good opportunity for them, obviously, with Game Pass, the way that they do things to get in like that. Whether it's their ideal, whether it's what they prefer, I don't know. But I mean, like Jen was saying, is like, as a developer, as an indie dev, if you're coming to me with 600K or 22% of the previous fiscal year, like revenue or whatever, that's yes, like that makes me happy as that developer. That lets me know, okay, now I have the overhead that I can bring on maybe some more staffing. I can get some more specialty people in, so we can make our next hit like even bigger. And potentially, I mean, if you've already got that relationship on their side, that helps with the rapport and maybe building that relationship moving forward and having the next game hit Game Pass. Maybe they make you another sweetheart of a deal in the process. Like, it's super indie dev or just dev positive. Like, it's major positive for them. For Microsoft on that side of things, like, as long as they're getting cool games to us and getting us to try new experiences, otherwise we probably wouldn't have played. I don't care whether they like it or not, if it's their preferred method, as long as we're getting really cool titles.
Yeah, and I know
Yeah.
you're pretty excited about that since you love cooking. The Smoker Griller Pro.
let me-
Another thing worth mentioning as well is it's guaranteed money. Like,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
might not have got that amount of money from the game, and then word of mouth on top of that from people playing it in Game Pass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Word of mouth
Yeah.
travels.
Oh yeah.
It really does, especially
does.
like seeing folks like yourself or other people playing stuff like that on Twitch streams, on YouTube streams. Stuff like that spreads. Like, I mean, I could go upstairs right now and my son's probably watching someone play a video game on YouTube right now.
Yep.
Because that's the world
Yep.
we live in now. Like, people are watching people play games all over the place all the time. It's like a Trojan horse of viral marketing, you know?
What was this one movie you're talking about? That what was this one movie that this kid had a Nintendo and he invited all the friends to the house and he stepped outside and it was like choosing who can go inside the house. That's such a good movie. And kids just went inside just to look at the other kid just play Nintendo games. I was like, man, I remember back in the day where we used to spy on our neighbor's window just to see what kind of game he was playing on Nintendo. You know, you guys never did that?
No. I'm pretty sure if you did that here, you'd be walked away in handcuffs. So,
No, but no, I'm talking about as a kid. As a kid, looking out over the window like, oh, play Nintendo.
crazy. It's just another one of those moments where I realize that yours and my upbringing so much different.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Oh man, well, while you guys were talking, I have picked up the next one, and it's Marvel canceled an Iron Man open world game by Avalanche Studio, creator of Just Cause. Open world Iron Man game was canceled by Marvel after 2 years in development. That is crazy. So here's my question to you, Mr. General C. Do you think Iron Man was a good game for Avalanche Studios? If they delivered with contraband, do you think Marvel could license them an IP? If so, which IP would you like it to be, brother?
for the Iron Man thing being cancelled after 2 years, I mean, it'd have to have been worse than the Avengers game, right?
You would think so.
So, so that could be quite understandable, but it's a shame. I mean, who knows? It could have been a good game. Personally, though, I'm not a massive fan of Iron Man, so I think a Punisher game would be better.
Yes.
Either a
Yes.
first-person shooter Punisher game or a third-person shooter Punisher game would go down well.
You want-
Especially from Avalanche Studios.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you?
Cha-
do you
chaos and explosions would be next level.
Do you remember the Punisher game that came out on Xbox and PlayStation?
I don't actually know.
You never played that one? Oh,
I probably did, but
yeah.
there was so many games I played as a kid. So
You should look for on YouTube, and I'm gonna tell you something. The game was so underrated, it got a bad review, but it was such a good Punisher game. I mean, you got like those kills like where you grab the person you interrogated him, and literally I remember grabbing the person and just putting him on the deck, and a shark came up and whoop and just ate him. If I wanted to die, the shark came up and ate him. I was like, man, this is crazy. Just Punisher stuff. Punisher is insane. So Sour Blow, right? Do you think Iron Man was a good game for Avalanche Studio? If they deliver with Contraband, do you think Marvel could license them an IP? So if so, which IP would you like it to be, brother?
Oh, I really didn't think about this question. Didn't. I don't know. There's so many Marvel's IPs that so many games they can. I don't know what to say honestly, but I do think that at the time, real quick, that the game was that they were developing the game. They were having several like development issues. I think after that happened, after that, I believe they released a Just Cause, and now they're working on Contraband. So I believe it's an entirely different studio than the time they were working on that game. So I think that maybe now they are better prepared for a big IP like that. So who knows what they can do.
You want it to be an Iron Man game or?
I don't know. I mean, if they already had something there, and maybe because the reason it was canceled was because they were behind on development, and I believe they needed more resource, more money, and that's why it was canceled. But maybe now that they have the experience and they have more stuff, maybe they can make a great Iron Man game. Who knows? But
I'll give you a good one though. An idea that I have, which you can actually make an open world game. Blade. They will make a good open world game.
Yeah.
And also it's got a lot of stuff. Blade is another one they should make an open world game. I mean, somebody hears us, please make
Open world
game.
vampire hunting game. I mean,
yes. What do you think, General C? Wouldn't that be fun, man? Blade?
oh, I'd love to play that.
Oh heck yeah! See.
Even though the Blade movies are cheesy, they're brilliant.
And
I
also,
love the movies.
oh, but this is not for Marvel though. I was gonna mention Spawn. We need a Spawn reboot. Come on, baby, bring Spawn back. But that's a whole.
100%. And Judge Dredd.
Ooh,
Can't forget Judge Dredd.
Dredd.
Not the Stallone one. No one wants that.
Yes. That Dredd.
The Carl Urban Judge Dredd movie, top tier.
Yep. How many times do you watch it? Every year I watch it 2 or 3 times. I love that Dredd movie. Such a good movie. I'm just sad it didn't continue. And he does it so well. It's insane.
I think what killed that movie was mainly putting it in 3D and a limited release, not 3D. So that's pretty much why that movie died. But they are working on a TV series called Mega City 1. And Carl Urban is up for coming back as Dredd. Whether they actually bring him back.
You're kidding, right?
Thing. It's been in development for quite some time. I think recently they finished the pilot script, so whether it happens still is another thing. It's going to be a Netflix show if I'm correct. But yeah, it's been in development over at Rebellion for quite some time.
I also heard that there's an Aliens TV show in development. I can't wait to see that too. That's going to be insane. That's another thing though. But yeah, let's keep on going because I already got the next subject out, which is that's the games on PC Game Pass, available today with PC Game Pass. Quake 4, Wolfenstein 3D, and more. No, it's Wolfenstein. My bad, not Wolfenstein. Yeah. Question for you, Mr. General C. With this project of bring old Bethesda IPs, are you excited by any of these games?
Quake 4, because I never actually got to complete that game. Because that was back when they had these disc cases, and sometimes they'd crack the disc.
Yep.
And that happened to Quake 4, and I never got to complete it, and I never got around to replacing that copy, so... I'm probably going to go back and replay that, because I quite enjoyed that when it came out on 360. It was a game I got... It was a launch title, if I'm correct.
Yep. And also, do you think they will come to console, and what old IPs would you like Microsoft as a whole to bring back?
Definitely can see them bringing this to console at some point.
Me too.
It's got to happen, right? I mean, Quake 4 was on console, so it makes sense that will go to console. Old games, though.
They brought Doom and Quake 2 the other day.
Yeah. Old games I'd like to see them come back to, like old IPs. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of these particular franchises. I've not played one of them. But Viva Pinata, because they need more family-orientated games, for sure.
Yeah.
and Banjo-Kazooie needs to be rebooted or continued.
Yep, yep, yep. So, Silent, this is for you. With this project of bringing all Bethesda's IPs, are you excited to play any of these games?
You mean like just in general, like
Like,
these ones that they're doing?
Yeah, like the Wolfenstein game. Are you happy
Yeah.
for?
Yeah, I mean I'm all for diving back into some of those. I never ended up playing all the ones that came out at that point. I think by then I had shifted over to console, and so a lot of that stuff wasn't available on console, and
Yep.
so I just kind of, it was a moment in time in my gaming history that I just didn't play those games. So I'll give them a shot again. Like I'll jump into stuff like that if they bring more stuff like that back out. If there's achievements to be had, I will make an adventure back through some of those. That'd be fun.
Yeah. And the other thing is, are you excited? Oh, no, wait, my bad. Do you think they will come to console? And what old IPs would you like Microsoft to bring back as whole?
In their current iterations, no, I don't think they're going to come to console unless Microsoft makes the keyboard and mouse accessibility better. Because I just don't see them putting a team on some of those games at this point to make them compatible
Well,
with controllers.
Bethesda are putting together a team for remasters and remakes, right? So it could happen.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, yeah. I guess I could see it happening.
I mean, they
guess if
did
you have
put
more ramped
what Quake game was it that came out last year?
up Quake.
A really old Quake game they remastered.
What was it? It was
I think it was just the first Quake, right? If I'm
Yeah,
correct.
I think it was.
I think so.
Yeah. I have a quick question for you, General C. That Bethesda group that they're making for remakes, do you think they would jump onto other Xbox IPs since they will have access to them? So maybe like they could jump into make a Banjo remake, or make.
Possible,
you
yeah.
think
yeah.
so?
They could. Who knows? I mean, they belong to Xbox, so if they want to grab an Xbox IP and Phil Spencer's like,
Yeah.
do it, and then they do it. So yeah, I could imagine that. I could also imagine that there might be more of these types of little studios popping up in Xbox. So who knows?
Yeah.
People like their remasters and their remakes. Last of Us Part 1. Cough, cough. $70.
Cough, cough again.
Yeah, maybe we'll get ones that aren't $70. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get that Gears of War Phoenix collection.
Oh, yeah.
Finally.
Hopefully.
I wouldn't argue with that.
No, me either.
All right. Let's get up to the next one. Another Smash Brother tag game from Activision now. Jess Gordon says that Activision has a 3D action platform multiplayer brawler that's free to play featuring Crash Bandicoot characters. Question: what do you expect from this game? What would you want it to be? General C, go for it.
This is a hard one because the only Crash Bandicoot game I ever played was the original on PS1.
All right.
So I'm not really up to date with the whole Crash Bandicoot franchise.
Yep. Same here.
But from what I'm hearing, it's more of like a hero type game, a bit like Overwatch. From what Jez Corden has come out and said.
Yep.
Since he first mentioned this, he's had more information. So could be interesting, but like I said, I'm not really caught up with the Crash Bandicoot franchise. So yeah.
Yep.
Maybe when they all come to Game Pass, I'll get a chance to jump in at that.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, same here, because I'm actually curious, because I was like, okay, they're making okay. I was like, all right. I remember there's a Crash Bandicoot kart game, but I had never played it, so I don't know if you guys have, but
Crash Team Racing, I think it's called.
Crash Team Racing, yeah. All right. Let's see, what's the next one? Let's go. Right. Ooh. Here we go. Xbox Series S new deal. Is this a big deal? This is the question. do you expect this holidays the Xbox Series S to have bigger deals? What type of deals and discounts do you guys expect? General C, what do you think? What type of discount do you think it would get? I mean, on my side, I think 250.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
10-15% off, maybe.
Yeah.
real quick on that topic. The
Yeah.
thing is that the Xbox Series S is already coming. They're bundling with one game, and there's several games you can choose from the list. Let me look at the list real quick.
Go for the list real quick, man. That's good. That's good.
You can choose from. Well, I think it depends the store. The different store have different game, but the bundles are Madden 2023, Elden Ring, Halo Infinite, Saint Row, Forza Horizon 5, and then Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, and they have one bundle with the standard edition and one with the deluxe edition. So
Nice.
it looks like they have different bundles, and they already started doing some nice discounts on it.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. That's pretty cool. Because here's the thing, though. I remember the other day I read that they had actually, I think it was a discount for 289. I think it was. I read. They were selling it. I think it was on Amazon. I don't remember, but I saw something like that the other day on the internet. But yeah, that's me. That's me just running by through stuff. Yep, yep, yep. So, hey, right, here we go. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. Here we go. This is gonna be a good one. The new Saints Row is getting trashed by critics. Oh man, yes, it did get a lot of trash by critics. So, General C, do you think gaming ratings matter? If not, should they disappear for good? What are your expectations for Saints Row?
To the casual on that question about reviews and such, critics, most people don't care. They're going to pick up a game if they want to pick up a game. Reviews, they only really matter to like the hardcore gamer, right? The ones that are sipping tea with their pinky up and gatekeeping crap, those type of gamers that go to Metacritic and screenshot things and go, look at this, ha ha ha, your game didn't do so good. They're the only ones that it matters to. And we all know those people are fake.
Yeah.
So yeah. So most people, they don't care. They look at the reviews, they go, they didn't go much on this game, but it doesn't mean I'm going to dislike it. And then they go and pick it up and play it, and they end up enjoying it. And I've done that so many times myself. But what was the other part of that question? I forgot.
The other part of that question? Second? The other part was if those guys should disappear, the one who reviews the games. I mean, disappear for good, reviewers.
If the rating...
No, I don't think they should disappear for good, but I think reviewing games need to change with the times.
Same here. I think they should go
Especially
back to
some of the reviewers out there that half play a game and
Play
they
an
don't
hour.
complete. I played an hour of it just to get this article out for clicks.
Yep, for clicks,
Those type of people need to go. Need to be replaced with people that actually care about the craft of writing a review and the care for taking their time with playing a game to completion. It doesn't have to be like to 100% where you've collected all the hidden items and such like that. As long as you start the game and you end the game in its story like that then write your review. Don't start a game, play it for 3 or 4 hours and go, that's enough, I can write my review. That doesn't work.
Yep, totally agree with you. How about you, Silent, since you're on that topic earlier because you love Saints Row, were you happy on how they bashed the game? Because it got a lot of bashing.
So, here's my thing. Like, I'm of two minds of it, right? Did the game come out and was it not ready for showtime? Does it seem like it's got some bugs and some issues that really should have been polished beforehand? Yeah. It absolutely does. Like, my brother was just messaging me and he said that it froze on him 3 times yesterday when he was playing. And it was like 20-minute intervals. So, I didn't have that, but again, like I said, when I was in customization, I had a weird random issue where I had to restart it. Things like that should have been caught. Like if I caught that, if they did QA testing on that thing on that release build that they were releasing, you would have figured someone would have caught that. So then that's a due diligence thing of, okay, well, if this thing's not ready for showtime, then you need to push the game. You don't just shuffle it out the door, because yes, like there are folks here that like Saints Row that
I'm
don't.
one of them. I've played
Yeah.
all of them apart
Yep.
from that last one. What was it? Get Out of Hell. Yeah, that one
Yeah.
can get in the bin.
That one could go to hell.
I mean, to do something like that, especially to a franchise, like, granted, it doesn't have the characters that we grew up on, that we know and love, but it feels really disingenuous just to be like, okay, this thing's getting kicked out the door. Because again, if I ran into those issues as fast as I did, reviewers are running into issues, my brother ran into issues immediately, they obviously didn't QA test and certify it for release as good as they could have. Like, they didn't do their due diligence. Again, I think I maintain, again, like if that game was not called Saints Row, I probably wouldn't be as concerned with some of the different things. Like the controls feel different. Some things tweaked. I'm not sure exactly what they did. But if you called it something else, I wouldn't necessarily care that much, because I wouldn't be judging it off of, oh, well, this is the control scheme I remember. Like, it's... But as far as reviews and stuff go, like, we've talked about this before, and, like, do I think they should go away completely? No, but also at the same time, like, I just don't feel like it's not a valid bar for conversation on this stuff sometimes. Like, okay, you're going to give it an 8 or a 7 or a 6 or whatever, and then someone's going to see a 7 or an 8, and they're going to be like, oh, well, it wasn't perfect, so let's just throw this in the bin. I've had plenty of games I've played that were 6s and 7s that I really enjoyed. And it was just like this situation. Like, the game that we play right now could be significantly different 6 months down the road. Just like Destiny was back in the day. Just like Fortnite. Do you remember how Fortnite was when that game first came out? Very, very beginning of things.
I never played that when it first came out, so...
Oh, it was a garbage fire. But it's a completely different game now. And that's the thing is like, reviews... If you're going to do something like that, and I know the big teams like IGN and some of those folks, they're not going to go back and re-review these games as updates come out. Like, they don't have the time, or they don't have the care. And so as soon as you get that number, that damns a game either to the garbage bin or it gets it praise. And that's kind of like all there is to it. And like Jen said, is like, it's only the elite crew that's sitting there that's like, well, $60. Oh, it got a 10. It's perfect. No, like, a 10 doesn't signify a perfect game. Just like a 6 or a 7 doesn't mean it's trash. It's everyone's going to have a different opinion on it. It's like, I'm playing the game and I will judge it and determine what I think of the game, because I have a brain and I can determine things for myself.
Yep.
It's great to have reviews to give you a little bit of a guide of maybe what you're expecting, but I don't think it should be the live by, die by.
Yep.
Rant over.
Oh, no worries. But what I was gonna say, I miss the Game Pro reviews. That's something I've always talked about. Every time when I talk about reviews on games, I miss the Game Pro reviews, because Game Pro literally gave you detail by detail everything about the game. It gave you
But they
graphics.
also gave you 2 to 3 people reviewing it.
Yep.
So you had multiple opinions. So you could get a better feel of it if it was just one person's random take, or if it was everyone's consolidated
Exactly.
opinion.
That's what I like about Gamers Watch reviews. They split it up between a few people. Harry will give his opinion, Sean will give his opinions, Dunks will give his opinions.
Yep.
And they're not all one aligned opinion. It varies.
Exactly.
I also think review scores need to go away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
I agree.
scores, they don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
People are looking at the text. They don't go down just to see the number. The main people that actually,
they should
not the
just
pinky up in the air tea drinkers.
Yeah.
Those ones are only there for the score. They scroll right to the bottom. They don't even bother reading the article. The ones that are actually there for the review to see if it's a game they actually can play and it's not broken, they're going to read the whole article from top to bottom.
yeah, they should just put something like highly recommend, don't recommend, or I don't know, or something, or just
This is why I said the GamePro reviews were perfect. I mean, you had GamePro, which you had sound. They gave it a rating from 0 to 5. You had control 0 to 5. You had graphics 0 to 5, and you had fun factor 0 to 5. I mean, I'll give you an example. There's a lot of these indie games that you look at it, you're like, I don't know. But if you read in GamePro that probably graphics it got 2.0, but it says fun factor 5.0, it says hey this and that, and they also gave you learning curve, which it told you like in an hour, half an hour, you got adjusted to the game. So if GamePro put those reviews out there, you're like, this sounds interesting. Let me go play this game. It sounds cool. Just the way they put it. And you're like, the graphics don't look good, but hey, fun factor is 5. This has got to be a fun game. And you grabbed it, and
that's the sort of thing I did with my review videos for Game Pass games when I was doing my Pass or Play series on YouTube. But I didn't give it a score. I went through the entire video about the positives and the negatives. I gave my closing thoughts. I gave my verdict, which would either be a pass or a play, not a number score or anything like that. That to people is more important than a number score.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with you there.
Real quick before we continue on, I just wanted to touch base. So Jedi Knight Peter said in the chat, he said, I think it's a different situation because Fortnite and Destiny are multiplayer games. Of which, yes, that's a valid point, but I would counterpoint. Look at how Cyberpunk changed from what it started off as to what it is now. Now, granted, it's still got its problems, don't get me wrong, but that game plays way different than what it was when it first came out. It's much more stable than it used to be. We're in a time now where even single player stuff gets, quality of life upgrades, bug fixes, stuff like that on the fly that match up. Like, you do see games go from one thing to a completely different thing over a couple updates sometimes.
That's awesome. But hey, time to move on to the next one. Oh man, Sony announces they are working on a Gravity Rush movie. We're also getting Gran Turismo movie. What is it, TV movie too? Oh man, we're getting lots of movies from video games nowadays. We've seen a glimpse of the HBO adaptation of The Last of Us TV series. Obscure video game movies could flood the industry following Sonic's success. Sonic and Uncharted success is inspiring more video games movies. So here's my question to you all. Do you think video game movies and series adaptations will take over Hollywood and be as big as comic book movies everywhere? Is this something you're looking forward to? And what game adaptation would you like to see? Let's start with you, General C.
Take over the industry? No, but I think they could be on par with something like the MCU's Marvel movies, DC movies. As long as they're done right, because throughout history, there's been some really bad video game movies.
Yeah.
I grew up with some of the worst. The Doom movie is one of them, with The Rock. And look how far he's come. He started out in bad movies like that.
Don't talk about that movie. That movie really depressed me. I'm the biggest Doom fan you can ever see, and I saw that. I was like, man, that's depressing.
There's only one part about that movie that I enjoyed, and that was the first-person sequence near the end.
Yeah,
that was it.
That was pretty cool. That was the only cool thing about the whole movie.
Yep.
Oh, do you remember? Oh, what's that movie? Oh my God! Oh Lord, what's that movie? That Sega made a video game of it, and then they made a movie adaptation to it. Oh crap! It was so bad. And each time, like when the person died, the camera just went around it, and you saw the person like the video game. Oh dear Lord, what's that movie? It was so bad.
I can't remember.
House of the Dead. That was the movie. House of the Dead. You never seen House of the Dead?
Don't think I have.
No. Oh.
If I did, it must have been that bad that I just
that was
wiped it from memory.
That was a
Nope.
Rob Zombie one. It was
No. That's the House of Thousand Corpses. I'm talking about House of the Dead.
Oh,
Literally.
House of the Dead. The
That
most...
was the one that Sega did. Oh Lord, that movie was so
Oh.
bad. Oh, dude, it was so
Well, I
bad.
don't recall that. If I did see it, like I said, it must have just been deleted from my memory. It was that
Yeah.
bad.
It was
But yeah, like you were saying, General. I mean, they make it good because, for example, I know a lot of people like the Mortal Kombat movie, but um,
I like that movie. The most recent
I,
Mortal Kombat movie was okay. It went great. There's a lot of things in it that could have been
Yeah.
better. There's a lot of not so good things about certain characters. So kind of
yeah,
ruined
that
Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
character,
Just a wee
that
bit.
character with the golden arms and stuff. I was like,
Yeah,
what's
I didn't go
that?
much on his character and how they tried to like tie him to Scorpion.
Yeah.
Like,
I
yeah,
just hope
that was
I,
kind of lame.
I just hope they put him in the next Mortal Kombat so we can get a lot more history and probably get more of that to that character. But yeah,
They should bring that character back just for 5 minutes at the beginning of the movie and have someone do a fatality on him, and I'll be happy.
like what they did on what was it, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, when they
oh,
kinda-
Lord.
Yeah, and he dies
yeah.
like right at the beginning.
That was bad. That was bad.
Sorry, spoilers, Mike.
Spoilers. If y'all have not seen it, spoilers. Oh, do you remember that one line? Too bad you will die. What?
Yeah, you gotta love the original Mortal Kombat movie though, even though it is cheesy.
Yeah. No,
it's great.
the original one is great. I mean, I don't got any complaints about it. Probably
Yeah,
that
it was
the
good
only-
for the time.
It was good for the time. It was good. It was fantastic, and it was pretty much a little bit on the dot. But we didn't have that much as fatality because it was a PG-13 movie. But it was good though. I mean, you got Scorpion doing his thing to get over here. Sub-Zero didn't use that much of freeze attack, but it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Goro was fun. Johnny Cage was cool. Did his role right. Sonya, but yeah. And Kano was awesome. That guy who did Kano, he's a really good actor. And that movie,
Liu
yeah.
Kang casting was perfect as well.
Yeah, Liu Kang too.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good, really good. But which one what would you like to see though? I mean, you don't have like a good like. Hey, I want to see this video game into a movie.
I want to see Gears of War done as a TV series or a movie franchise. I mean, Dave Bautista is already chomping at the bit to play Marcus Phoenix. Just
Yeah.
do it. He wants
Yes.
to do it. He could even produce it. He's at that level now where he could probably produce it, co-produce it with someone. I think
As
it
long
needs
as
to happen.
they fix him trying to sneeze, we're good to go. Because in that sub movie, it was always like
You
he
know-
was about to sneeze. Achoo!
You know which director I don't like him that much, but I think he might be good for a Gears of War. Michael
Yeah.
Bay. 'Cause
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
he actually
great
might be
for that.
perfect for
Yep.
that. Yeah.
It'd be explosions all
Yeah.
over the place. like
Bombastic,
emergence
yeah,
holes
that would-
blowing up,
Oh yeah.
helicopters blowing up. He'd love that. Give it to him. Just give it to him. Or Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder loves a good explosion.
Oh yes.
I'll mention two, but Silent, go for it. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say real quick. It would be interesting. Who was it that did Donnie Darko? I think that was Richard Kelly. I think is the one that directed that. I would like to see a Gears of War done by him and Michael Bay collaborating. So a bunch of explosions, super dark, super emo, super it would just work. I don't know.
I'm sure I'd love to use the Mad World song again. I mean, that was used
Yes,
in Donnie
exactly.
Darko as well as Gears of War. So
That's yep.
Oh man, let's get on to the last one. And for me, I got two though. I got two, and I'm gonna say them. I would love to see a movie of Resident Evil's Code Veronica and Metal Gear. Can you please do that voice, Simon Cypher?
Metal Gear.
Thank you so much. I would love to see a film adaptation of Metal Gear. It actually deserves it. It deserves to be.
there
on
was
screen.
one in the works, right? I can't
It's
remember who was
it's
working
still
on
in
it.
the works.
Still in the
I
works.
think as of earlier this year, it was still in the works.
Wasn't it being done by the guy that directed Kong Skull Island?
Mm.
Or am I wrong there? I can't
I'm
remember.
not sure on that one.
All right.
I just know
Here-
it was continuing to go through like a whole bunch of different approval processes just to even get like sign-offs on a bunch of different things, which is not always a good sign.
Oh man. Ooh, now jumping on to the last one. Xbox Boss expects there to be less and less platform exclusive games in the future. So, guys, I'm going to read through this real quick. In an interview with Bloomberg, Spencer said games being made available on multiple systems was better for the long term health of the industry than products being tied to a single platform. Consoles exclusives are something we're just going to see less and less. Microsoft's gaming chief predicted maybe you happen in your household to buy an Xbox and I buy a PlayStation, right? And our kids want to play together and they can't because we bought the wrong piece of plastic to plug into our television, Spencer said. We really love to be able to bring more players in, reducing friction, making people feel safe, secure when they're playing, allowing them to find their friends, play with the friends regardless of what device. I think in the long run that is good for this industry. And maybe in the short run, there's some people in some companies that don't love it. But I think as we get over the hump and see where the industry can continue to grow, it proves out to be true. So guys, here is my question. Since Microsoft, Xbox wants its games everywhere, do you think Sony, PlayStation, and Nintendo will come around to this idea in the near future? Put their games in other custom systems, I mean. What do you guys think about that?
Sony and Nintendo, do they need to? I mean, Sony are already bringing their games to PC.
Yep.
But bringing them to other consoles, can't see that happening yet. I mean, unless they want to recuperate some of that large amount of debt that they've got, I could see it happening then, but they're a bit stubborn. So, I mean, I think Xbox would be more willing to put their games on every platform possible. So, don't act surprised if in like 10 years plus you get Halo on PlayStation, because if you don't think they're thinking about that, you've probably got another thing coming. I mean, PlayStation probably are thinking about that. Look how much money they're making on PC games that they've released on PC.
Yep.
They're probably thinking about a world where it doesn't matter where their games go, they're going to make so much money. And that's what they want. They want to make so much money. The platform's really dying. You've seen it with Xbox putting games on PC, cloud gaming. Soon you're going to be able to play Xbox games on a Samsung TV if you can't already. I don't even know if those TVs are out yet. And eventually that's going to come to all TVs, and then there'll be a streaming stick. So the console platform is, I think, on its way out. Maybe we've got one more generation of console left before the infrastructure is in place for people to play games without having to like worry about internet connection so bad.
No,
I
think
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't expect it anytime soon, but maybe like 10 years plus, it could happen.
How about you guys? How about you, Sour? Do you think they would, in the long run, go for it?
I think, well, in the long run, anything is possible. But I think, Microsoft is definitely laying that foundation. Because what they're doing is, they are changing how the way the market works. Sony and Nintendo has been dominated the way market regularly, normally worked, where you just buy your game and you consume your games. But now with the service, which is something that we've been seeing with Netflix, we've been seeing in music with Spotify, etc. Yep. It's something that it's coming. Everyone is more accustomed to that. You don't see people watching much TV, especially the younger generation. And as the younger generation, continues to, more to move up and move up, you're gonna see people move past the actual console, and that's what Microsoft is envisioned. So that's why Phil Spencer, he's a genius, and he's like, we don't really care about the exclusive. We want to put our games on all the platform, and we want to put Game Pass in all the platforms. Because the thing is,
Exactly.
they're trying to make Game Pass become Netflix. They're trying to make Game Pass become, for example, when you think of diapers, what you think of? You think of Pampers. When you think of
That's
like,
a good way of putting
yeah,
it.
or when you think of razors, you think of Gillette.
Yeah.
There's certain brands that they become synonymous to what to certain things, and that's what they're trying to make Game Pass become. And
Yep, they
if
want it
it-
to be the biggest
yeah.
accessible way to play games.
Yep.
yeah, and
Yep.
if it becomes that, exclusive, it's not really gonna matter, because all people are gonna want, we want to play a game, and we want to play the game, and we want it to be accessible. I want to play with my friends, mainly, especially multiplayer games, which games as a service and multiplayer games. That's unfortunately that even if you like single player games, you got to admit that those are the big phenomenon. And if you want to play with your friends, you right now you have some games you have to play it on certain platform. But if you eliminate that, it's like and what people are gonna think about immediately, Game Pass, and that's what Microsoft is envisioning.
Yep. Just like back in the day when you got a PlayStation, your mom was like, "Get that Nintendo off."
Yeah,
You know?
back then it was
Yep.
just Nintendo,
Yeah,
and
Nintendo, yep.
right now it's PlayStation. So
No,
Yeah.
it's still Nintendo here. Stop playing the damn Nintendo.
no,
That's
some moms they say PlayStation.
Yeah, for me in my household, when I was growing up, it was turn that PlayStation off, and I had an Xbox.
Yeah,
So
Well, before we go on to our juicy main topics, let me do a quick shout out to the new people that just joined our chat. Let me go up real quick. Oh man, hello Mr. Jordy. Happy to see you here hanging out with us. Oh man, fun speculation in the house. Hello, Mav. Let me go down. Let's go down. 108 Dragons TV. What's up, buddy? I hope you're doing better, that your leg is healing better, and that everything is going up and right, man. I hope you're doing fantastic and awesome, brother. So heal up quick, man. You're a pretty cool dude, man. Keep on going down the list. Let's go. Did I say hello to Jedi Knight Peter? I guess I didn't. Hello, Jedi Knight Peter, Infinite Umbra. I saw him earlier. How are you doing, Infinite Umbra? But anyways, now it's time. What's up? What?
You missed Plume.
Oh, my
Yeah.
brother Plume. I miss Plume. Oh, Plume Network. Oh, our hashtag insider. Hello,
Man.
Plume. How are you? Oh, man, it just went down real fast. Sorry about that, Plume. Just
Yeah.
rushing through.
And
But
you
hey,
miss
Plume,
Sour.
We don't care about you, though. That's what I'm going to mention. We don't care about you. We just, we just hold you. But, yeah, we love you, though. Don't worry.
Careful what you
But yeah.
say.
Oh, I know. Get a timeout. No worries. I know. I gotta behave. Yeah. But anyways, it's time for our captain to go on this juicy 3-course meal topics.
Oh, good lord. The pressure. I don't know if I have enough space in my stomach for a full meal, but you know what? We're going to jump into this anyways. So, the very first topic that we're going to jump onto real quick this evening is... So, Jeff Keighley's Gamescom opening night live has come and gone. And so, just to kind of keep it clean and simple, I just want to know what you guys thought. What did you like the most? I'm going to start with our guest. Jen, what did you like the most from Jeff Keighley's opening night live? Or one night live?
I actually took a moment to get 10 picks from there. I won't go into details on them because I'll be here too long then. But my top picks were High on Life, Callisto Protocol, Gotham Knights, Killer Clowns, Dune, Atlas Fallen, Lies of P, Hogwarts Legacy, Moonbreaker, and Dead Island 2. Those are the games that appealed to me the most.
Brought a full list.
Dead Island 2 surprised me though. I was expecting that to look like a complete dumpster fire, and it ended up looking real special.
Did they...
Good.
Yeah, okay. That works.
Can
I
I-
appreciate you being ready.
Can I ask you? Are you a huge Dead Island 2 fan?
I love the first Dead Island. Didn't
Okay,
play Riptide because I didn't hear great things about it. But yeah,
I'm-
I really enjoyed the first Dead Island.
so
Dying Light 1 was a favourite game of mine as well. I haven't had a chance to play the second game yet, though.
so my question to you, real quick, is the fact that you have been waiting so much on Dead Island 2, and not only you but many fans, they have high expectations
8 years ago,
Oh.
that game was announced.
on the game. Do you think that could actually affect the game? The fact that people have been waiting so much anxiously on that game, and then when it comes out, it might not live up to the hype.
I think it could, yeah, because in a way, as much as I enjoyed that trailer and I think it looks special, I got a feeling that there could be problems with this game. And that worries me. After waiting so long and they've scrapped it, I think, 3 times, from what I've heard. That gives me some alarm bells with how much money they've thrown down the drain. So how's this game actually going to look
You
when it
sound
comes out?
you sound like our Captain Cypher right now.
Yep.
I'm still hyped for it in a way because I grew up with all the great zombie movies, Dawn of the Dead,
Dawn
Land of the Dead,
That was a good
all of the Romero movies,
Yes.
Shaun
sir.
of the Dead is my favorite movie. I mean, I had
Yep.
that thing framed by frame a game.
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead.
It looked awesome too.
Yeah, I loved Shaun of the Dead. I mean,
I love it too. It was funny.
I've seen it thousands of times, thousands, lost
Yep.
count. There was one day where I watched that film on repeat, so that's how much I love that film. But yeah, I love zombie movies and zombie games. I got tired of them after a while because that genre become oversaturated. Everyone
Yeah.
wanted to make a zombie game or zombie movie or zombie TV show, as we've seen with The Walking Dead, and we all know what happened with that show. It's not so great these days.
Yeah.
It's definitely on its way out, and they're ending it after 11 long seasons of
Dear Lord.
not so
shoulda-
good ups
shoulda
and downs.
They
That-
should
that-
have ended it about 6 seasons ago.
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely. But yeah, I'm still hyped for Dead Island. I'm gonna get it, hopefully day one, but part of me wants to hold off.
Yeah.
If it turns out as good as you're hoping, do you see a world in which you could sink over 1,000 hours into it like you have with Hunt the Showdown?
Possibly. I mean, I sunk over 1,000 hours. I think actually 2,000 hours into Destiny,
Yeah.
the original Destiny. So, yeah, I could. If it's as good as I hope it's going to be, then yeah, I could sink a lot of time into this game. But nothing's going to replace Hunt Showdown. That game just holds a special place in my heart.
That's fair. Sour, what about you? What was your take off of the one night? What'd you like the most from the show?
Well, I gotta go with this game keeps impressing me more and more, and it's the Calypso Protocol. I mean, that game, like, it's insane, and I like that they're not taking. I was just talking I think it was today with you guys that a lot of these big developers, they take the safe routes, but the indie developers or the smaller developers, they're being a little bit more let's say, like, they're not scared to try
what they have.
or try to come up with new mechanics, etc. And this game, like, they keep showing more and more, and it's it's really showing really good. And there was honestly, I had low expectation for Gamescon, and I think it was a great opening showcase. Like, they showed a lot of games that I'm really interested in. Many of them were huge surprises, like, and many of them, there's some of them that had great CGI trailers, but I kind of want to see a little bit more. But
Yeah, that's why I got with that trailer for Dune Awakening. It's a great trailer, but
yeah,
it's going to be an MMO
Yeah.
open world
Yeah,
survival game.
that
How's
kinda
game
like-
going to look?
I was hoping it was just a open world RPG, but then when I
I thought it
saw MMO, I was like,
I thought it was gonna be an RTS because I remember they had
That's
a
what I
Dune
wanted.
RTS game back in the day.
Yep.
I used.
That's
No,
what I wanted.
That's what I would
oh,
have wanted a lot
there
more
is a
than-
Dune RTS.
Yeah, there is a Dune RTS.
Yeah, well,
There's-
but there's a new one that came out recently, I think,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
it's coming
really?
out this year.
Spice Wars, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Alright.
they announced it on. I think they announced it on the other Kivli show. The summer.
Summer
Dune-
Games Fest.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
think
called
so.
Dune Spice Wars.
Yeah,
I don't
Dune
know
Sp-
how I missed that.
yeah.
It-
Come on, guys.
it already
Oh,
came
man.
out.
All right.
All right,
Alright,
probably missed that, but
fine.
okay, fine.
Fine. All
No
right.
worries.
Crazy.
Don't get
Crazy.
mad about that. Oh, Silent already came out. We gotta get it. It's already available, and it costs $30. Let's get that sucker. All right, let's go.
Wait for a sale. Crazy. What did you like the most from Geoff
Oh.
Keighley's One
Oh,
Night Live or opening night live?
why are you asking me this? I mean, everybody knows the answer to that. You want to see my reaction? I mean, let me tell you what I was doing though. This is what I was doing. This
Is
is
it
what I was.
Cyberpunk?
Is it Killer Clowns?
Let me say what I was doing. Right, I was like this in my bed, feet up like this, and I was just chilling, just watching. I was like, okay, cool.
Get
Giving
ready
us the
to-
whole rundown.
Get ready to
I was
time
like,
out
oh,
him,
yeah.
Tower. Get ready to time out him.
And then all of a sudden, I see this kid rocking. Bam! I was like, and I hear choo choo choo. I was like, okay, so we're outside. But then I see these clowns, and I go, yeah. So I was like,
I said it. I said
I
it.
got-
I was right.
and I said, killer clowns. I mean, I was so psyched up. I even grabbed my shirt and I ripped it. I was so psyched up, which I can't rip this one because it's cyberpunk. But yeah, I ripped off my shirt. I was like, sir, it's Killer Clowns. Let's go. Oh man, I was really excited just for that trailer. I mean, that just took me anything. I mean, the same thing with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When I saw the trailer to that, I was totally happy and hyped about it. And man, seeing fight a Killer Clowns game, that is insane. I just love how Gun Media is driving all these games. I mean, what else do they have? They got they have
Full
Ghostbusters coming out.
disclosure, I've never ever seen the Killer Clowns movies. So,
You
And
never?
Neither
Never.
have I.
but the game looked really good.
What?
Like the trailer excited me. I was like, this could be pretty fun
Cypher?
and insane.
Cypher, you have never seen Killer Clowns?
No. I
Oh,
haven't.
that's strange. I thought you would have watched. Even I watched that.
Nah, man. That
I mean, I watched them when I was a kid. I mean, I was a little kid watching
Yeah.
these clowns like, that was such a good.
No, that was not one that my brother introduced me to when I was a kid. He gave me a strict regimen and diet of Chucky, Jason, Michael
Okay.
Myers.
The,
You know,
the
that was
usual
kind of the
suspects.
extent. Oh, and Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was basically.
My dad was.
Oh.
Why haven't they done another Friday the 13th movie? It feels like such a long time ago that they
Yeah.
tried to remake it.
I need one too. I miss it.
It's because of all the rights and the licenses and
Yeah.
all that stuff. That's actually why the game ended up going into limbo and getting kicked
Yep.
off to a support studio. Is because Sean Cunningham and I think it was his original partner that had come up with the idea ended up going into a whole court battle and there's a big lawsuit over it. And so basically all the rights right now are just in limbo. Everything's stuck. I think I had heard that they were finally resolving that. I asked my
I
friend.
hope
'cause one of
so,
my
because that
friends-
franchise needs to come back.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my friends
Yeah.
actually worked on that game, and I was asking him, I was like, hey, now that it's like maybe gonna come back and you have access and you could actually create content for it, he's like, I'll stop you right there. It's not gonna be happening. I was like, oh. I was
I
hoping
mean-
that maybe that meant we'd see more content, and who knows? Maybe we will see another movie now.
I was waiting for Jason X so bad. I mean, that was the one Jason I was waiting for. Jason X. Yep.
Oh, the skin. Okay, sorry, I
skin,
thought you
not-
meant the movie. I was like,
No, the movie, no. It's a bad movie, but hey, it's Kane Hodder kicking butt. You know, Kane Hodder kicking butt. I'm down to it, but the movie was bad, but just the skin, that's just awesome. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that skin. I was like, I can't even imagine what you can do with that skin.
Well,
Metal
crazy.
Jason.
Crazy, you know what else is awesome? And I'm very disappointed in all of you. It's,
What?
just a little bit. Because you guys didn't mention a really cool looking game from One Night Live.
You mean High on Life?
No.
Which one?
You didn't mention
Well,
everywhere.
I was okay.
Everywhere.
I actually just brought up the list. I was gonna mention a few other games.
Mm,
What
okay.
happened?
Alright.
You caught
I
me
think
off
that game's a
guard.
bit too ambitious. That's why I didn't put it on my
You,
list.
But,
know,
but you know
you
who's
know
making it?
who's making it though?
Leslie Benzies of former Rockstar fame.
Yeah,
Hmm.
One of the main guys
From
who helmed the GTA
the
games.
GTA franchise. Yep.
So that's
Oh,
his
okay.
studio that's bringing that one out. So that's
Okay.
that's why it kind of piqued my interest when
You
I
know,
saw that. I was like, all right, all right.
It's
you know what
cool.
happened? You know what happened? I precisely jumped on the Gamescon show. I jumped on when Doom was showing. That's when I jumped on. So I probably missed
Oh
that
yeah,
trailer.
it was the
It was the
first. It
first
was the
trailer.
first game
Yeah.
they showed.
I jumped on it. I was like,
But that
okay,
game is basically the metaverse. Like if you listen to it,
okay,
that's what they're
okay.
trying to accomplish.
Not the Mark Zuckerberg.
No, no,
metaverse.
not that
not
metaverse.
No.
Okay.
Maybe a better version. Maybe. We'll
Okay.
see. Only time will tell.
Can I run down real quick and mention a few games?
Sure.
Okay,
Go for
a few games
Go for it,
that
go for
caught
it.
my attention. Sonic Frontier, I thought it looked great actually in this showcase.
Yep.
The other ones,
Yep.
not so much, but this one, I was like, oh, okay. One that really caught my attention, and that's one of the ones that I want to see more, is the War. How you pronounce it? Warzone, something like that. No, weird song. The point is, it's from former Bethesda's and Obsidian devs,
Okay.
which they created a new studio. And I definitely, as soon as I hear the name Obsidian and Bethesda, I definitely want to see more about them. I thought Gotham Knights looked great. This was probably their best showing up to right now. And then you have what was the other game? Hold on.
Hopefully they're bringing it a week forward. Is it with Gotham Knights?
Oh,
Hopefully that
yeah.
doesn't come back round and bite
that
them on
game.
the
That game
hiney.
that game I think is based on China. What's the name of that game? Oh my god. Oh, it looks so good too. Oh man, I think it's based
That's
on China, Japan. Ah, it was
is that
shown
the,
on that. It
the
was shown
ninja
on
one?
the ninja one. Yeah. Oh man, what's the name of that game? It looks so freaking good. It was pretty awesome. Hmm.
Already saying the same thing in the
The,
chat.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Kojima
it looked
game.
really good. I
The,
can't
the
remember
Kojima game.
Yeah.
No.
Kojima game. What?
That was a podcast.
That was a
and I'm
podcast.
deeply
Huh?
disappointed.
No, I think it's the
Yeah, me
one.
too.
I think it's the one I'm talking about
What?
right now.
Not if it's a Kojima game.
It's a. Let me see right now. I think it is that one though. Let me see. Is it
All
or
right,
no?
I'm
No,
looking-
it's not that one. It's not that
We're
one.
not talking about Rise of Revengeance here.
Which one is it?
All right, I'm going to. We got Callisto Portal. Okay, I'm searching for it right
Okay.
now.
Well, anyway,
I'm
why
getting on-
why you search for it
Anyway.
for it real quick? Life of P looked amazing also, and then you have the. Oh, you know what surprised me real quick? Embark Studio, the ones that are making Arc Rider, they showed a different game actually that wasn't Arc Rider, which in September they're doing like.
Where winds meet world, I think you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that's the game Crazy's looking for. Where wind
Is
meets.
it gone?
Where winds meet world.
I'm looking for it.
I
We
think
got
it's
Liza
that one.
P.
The one that's based in China.
Yeah.
Me. That's what it's called. Wind Meets World.
Yeah, I think it's
And
called Where Winds Meet World.
And then just finally, the Hogwarts game looked better, much better. So good thing they got delayed. And then you got the Saint Row Killer Goat Simulator 3.
What? Same bro. What?
Just kidding.
What?
Just trying to get a
Oh.
reaction from Silent.
I think that's the game. I posted it in the
Yeah,
DM.
I saw it. Yeah. Where winds meet. That's the name of the game. Yeah, that I mean that was awesome. That was fantastic. When I saw that, I was like, that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing game. It looks so freaking good. It's awesome. It's awesome.
So
Oh man.
we're gonna move this right along. So speaking of game showcases and all these fun times, all this good news that we're getting, all this awesome video game news. something else that's coming up, which we talked about earlier, is tomorrow, correct? For the Xbox Gamescon event.
Yes.
So, with that, we've got some details on it now. We know that the Xbox booth is going to be in Hall 8. It's going to have 36 stations with a lineup of games coming in the next 12 months, supposedly, or at least for now. For now, until delays happen. But
You taking bets?
I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm always an old man about my opinion. But
Yeah, I mean, we've seen so many games get delayed already in like
Yes.
the last month, so
Yes.
I expect
Well,
more.
to be honest, when I saw that High on Life thing that was posted earlier today,
Yeah.
and it was on that, I was like, oh no, this is a delay. I was so happy to find out that that wasn't a delay, a further delay of something. That was just extra detail. But yeah, so there's actually going to be a whole bunch of stuff that you can go hands-on with if you're going to be at the show, which obviously most of this viewership will not be there for this, but they are going to be letting you play around with Pentiment. They'll have Age of Empires 4, Microsoft Flight Simulator with the updated content and stuff. Sea of Thieves, of course, will be there. Grounded, the usual suspects. But then they're also going to be celebrating some of the third-party partners as well. So we're going to end up seeing Plague Tale Requiem, which is going to be awesome to see. I'm looking forward to seeing some like over-the-shoulder cam videos of like folks playing around with that one, because that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is a Gameloft game, which I believe is a mobile, if I remember correctly. But it's a Disney one, so who knows? Maybe they'll actually put some pretty good resources into that. Maybe it's a console one too, but I don't have details on the console release. But there's going to be Gunfire Reborn, Last Case of Benedict Fox, which I'm super stoked to see there.
That game looks sick.
Yeah. Lies of P, which that trailer left me just kind of sitting there wondering what I just watched, but I'm strangely intrigued. Lightyear Frontier, which is looking amazing, and I'm really excited to see that one.
Yep.
Planet of Lana, and then You Suck at Parking is also going to be there.
Crazy, that's your game.
I don't suck
that
at
was
parking. Nope. That was yours, buddy, not mine. That was on you because you suck in Forza.
Strangely, I remember you kicking me across the map on State of Decay when you tried to park next to a house.
No,
Yes,
Dark pushed me into him. So
and he got me stuck on a poop bucket.
I've got receipts for that occurrence where Dark supposedly ran into you. You torpedoed my vehicle into like an 8-barrel roll. It was insane. But
General, you have never joined us in Forza. The day you join us in Forza, watch out for Sour because Sour literally hits everything. He hits the trees, the house. I mean, if the car could go through houses, all those houses would have been wrecked by Sour Blow. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I'm not much better at Forza, so
that's okay, because crazy takes he takes back from like the old nostalgia days, and he plays it like Ridge Racer, but only by name. And by Ridge Racer, I mean he just grinds across all the walls when he hits the turns. Yep. So he just uses it as like a guide.
If Plume is in the
that's
chat,
pretty much me too. I'm not big into racing games, so I'm not good at them.
if Plume is in the chat, he'll back me up. These guys are making up stories.
No, I think my insider friend is going to back me up on the fact that, it didn't turn out the way you say.
Yep, it didn't.
You didn't win any matches that day. But we continue on. So in addition to getting hands-on to those latest games, attendees, if you're in person, you'll get a chance to become a video game hero with some amazing photo opportunities. It's cool, like if you're there, being able to do stuff like this. So you can come face to face with the first boss from Grounded. which is the brood mother, the larger than life spider. Which, if you have arachnophobia, maybe not where you want to go hang out and check things out.
Yeah.
But could
Play Hunt
still-
Showdown. The spider's scarier in that.
Oh,
Really?
dude, everything
Oh.
in Hunt Showdown.
Yep.
But yeah, so they've got that. They also have an option where you can walk the plank, like in Sea of Thieves, which I'm sure that's where Sour would be if he were there in person. Or you can fight piglins. Is that right?
Yeah.
From Minecraft Legends. You can storm the battlefield with Age of Empires 4, or you can take a selfie with Starfield's robot companion Vasco, which Vasco might also be delayed till 2023.
Hmm.
So
Yo.
interesting, kind of cool to
Yeah.
to see some more things like that. They're coming like back to in person, right? Like we know that E3 is supposedly coming
Yeah.
back next year. It's cool to see that maybe we're getting back to more of a sense of normalcy to some of these events and stuff. Does any of so this one's going to be a big one, obviously. If you have a couple, go for it. But Jen, are there anything is there anything specific that you think we're going to see tomorrow at that showcase that isn't announced? Like obviously they've tempered expectations, but is there anything pie in the sky or realistic that you want to see at that display tomorrow?
Pie in the sky.
Yeah.
Pie in the sky would be me asking for a Gears of War 6 trailer, but that's not going to happen. Pie in the sky would be me asking for a decent content update for Halo Infinite, but that's not going to happen.
Silent. Bloom answered the question. It says, all I know is if you all drive in real life like you do in Forza, it could be scary.
That's you know what that is completely valid.
That's valid, yes.
Yes, I agree. Fortunately, I can't speak for my co-hosts, but I do not drive like I do in Forza.
Oh,
I
Lord.
have a car that I like, and I don't want to abuse it. So going back to you, Jen. So pie in the sky. You said Gear 6, and then you said what
A
else did
decent
you-
content update for Halo
decent
Infinite
content for yes, which
is not going to happen.
no.
I mean, I'll be surprised if there is, but I don't feel
Yeah.
it.
When do you think Forge is going to actually come out?
It's supposed to come out is it next month, or the flighting starts next month, or is it the month after? To
When
be
do you
honest, I
think
don't know at this point because they've delayed so much with that game.
Yeah.
I've lost my hype for Halo Infinite. Gameplay wise, game's
Have
great.
faith, have
Content wise, game not so good.
Have faith.
You're
Fingers
right.
crossed, though. Who knows?
I have faith because I mean I'll be honest with you, and I keep telling people this, and they're like, yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, if we go back to the Sea of Thieves days when it came out, over for a year, it was not a good game. Sea of Thieves was not that great for
It was
like a year.
empty. It
Yeah,
was-
that's
was,
true, but
And
when,
then
when it comes to a franchise that already exists,
Yeah.
there's not really many excuses they should get away with. And
No.
I picked my words carefully there.
no, but I'm saying if they pick up, if they pick up what's it called? They pick up the rhythm on it, they could probably make it,
And that
save it.
could happen when Forge
could happen.
comes, because
Yeah.
that'll be down
Because-
to the community saving the game at that
Because
point.
here's another example. Like for example, Silent Cypher was talking about here I'll give you 3 games, right? You got PUBG. When PUBG came out on console, oh dear lord, that was horrible. And then you got I remember when Fortnite came out. Fortnite, the game was different than the Fortnite multiplayer. I mean, there's an actual game for Fortnite which is not that good. It was okay, but it was not that good. But then when the multiplayer came out is when it just started rhythm going up. And same thing with I was gonna mention one more, I forgot. What was the last one? Oh, Destiny. When Destiny started, it was okay. But when Taken King came out, I mean Taken King literally sucked me into Destiny, and I played 32 days of Destiny.
But
32 days.
you know what game Halo Infinite reminds me of more?
What?
Apex. When Apex came out, the only difference
Yeah,
is,
it's another one.
Apex as kind of a new IP because it came from
Mm-hmm.
Titanfall. They weren't expecting that many people to play it, and when they saw the amount of people that actually liked the game, and they didn't have enough content, they had to work, and change things around to start making more content. The difference is, hold on, I'm getting there, Silent. Difference is, I know Halo Infinite is a big franchise. They should expect all the users, etc. And you can say, a lot of people say, there's no excuse for 343, but I would say defending them a little bit in some case, they hadn't tackled a game as a service, because Halo Infinite is more of a game as a service. So this is something new.
Well,
you also
they sort of have. Halo 5 was a game as a service. Halo 4, in a way, was a game.
But
as a
not
service as
the
well.
way that Halo Infinite they envision it, because they envision Halo Infinite as a game, as a 10-year game. They envision a much bigger game, and then you also had the pandemic, unfortunately. The pandemic, and you had so many things going around, and no excuse. They didn't deliver. They didn't brought enough content, and then
I fully agree with the pandemic part, but you've
Yeah.
also got to take into account they also didn't launch a full Halo 5. That game was
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
in
But-
the content department missing a lot of content.
But the point I want to get to is the following. They didn't deliver. No, we don't disagree on that. But however, when they didn't deliver, they brought in new management. They made changes, and those changes, in order to take effect, it takes time, and people want them to those changes to come out immediately. And I think we're gonna see them slowly, implement them. I saw a tweet yesterday, of one of the people that worked on I forgot who tweeter was. I sent it in the group that he said soon they're gonna come out with more updates, and they're gonna frequently give us this information, and I think that's what they're doing. That's why they're just holding off.
I remain hopeful.
and
Halo is the franchise that
yeah.
really got me into gaming, so I remain hopeful.
And I gotta say, for me, I think Halo Infinite plays the best out of all the Halos.
Definitely.
In
My
form of
problem
gameplay,
is
etc.
not with the gameplay. The gameplay
it's
is
content. So
chef's kiss.
yeah,
It's the content department that sort of pissed me off.
yeah, and I get that point, but that part. So they got a lot of work to do. I think what they need is, they definitely need a lot of maps, and then they need, they need constant.
In one of their vidocs, they did promise 23 maps at launch. We only got about 13, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of those maps?
Yeah.
Bonnie Ross is hiding them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remain hopeful. I want to see Halo Infinite thrive, because that's a franchise I hold a dear spot in my heart for. Halo 2 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
Same with Halo 3 and
you know,
Halo Reach too.
I'm actually happy about something though, and I gotta say it though. I'm actually happy. I just hope he doesn't hear me because I'm gonna say it. Mini Cooper made a car that Randall Thor should get. Yep, that's something nobody talks about. That Pokemon car.
Dear Lord.
That was so out of place. Even though it was like game related, it just didn't fit. And what was with all the Red Bull adverts?
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty out of place. I mean, if they would have at least showed a Pokemon trailer and then show the car, but
when I saw that, I was like, huh? I was like, what is this? And like, oh yeah, we're making a Mini Cooper Pokemon car. I was like, okay, but okay, cool. And that you can play games in the car. I was like, but you can play games in the Tesla. I remember I saw Game Pass playing the Tesla, But okay. That was a weird thing though. Out of place, out of there. Yeah, I don't know.
So unless you guys have anything else real quick to touch on, did you, Sour Crazy, did you have anything else in regards to what you think maybe we'll see tomorrow?
Oh man,
before we move on to the last topic.
I mean, we're gonna see. But what I'm happy about is gonna show a lot more on the Plague Tale Requiem, which that has me really excited, and I hope that they do talk more about it. And it's a game that, like the other day, I was really worried because I was like, "Oh man, they're all quiet. They're all quiet." You know, when the game goes quiet, it usually means delays, and I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna get a delay." I just hope it doesn't. But then they announced the trailer out of nowhere, and they said, when was it? October the 18th, right? October 18th is coming out.
Believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least so, and I saw, I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. I mean, that's the game that I'm actually really, really waiting on, and it had me worried, because that's one of them. Also, the Batman game. Thank God the Gotham Knights is coming out too, and it's coming out. What was it? 7 days earlier? 6 days
Yeah, a
earlier.
week earlier.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And
that's
and
not going to bite them on the
and
butt.
and I still want to see more about Liza P, because yeah, it got a trailer, but I still want to know more about it.
Yeah.
The Liza P, which is a game that has really got me excited, because one thing is it's coming for Game Pass day one, which that's actually a huge announcement. And the question is, who is making that game? I mean, is it Front? No, it's not Front Software, right? I keep forgetting who's making it.
I can't remember the name of the studio now.
Uh, let's see.
Let me see if I can find it.
Because there's a lot of people making Souls games lately. Different type of Souls game.
It is
New
Round
Wiz.
8 studio published by NeoWiz.
NeoWiz, yeah. NeoWiz around a studio, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't know,
It look-
that trailer left me like you're saying, it left me
Yeah,
just thinking
that's
like,
like,
I need to see more.
See more, yeah.
Because I just
Because for me, it looks like it's like Bloodborne. It looks a little bit like Bloodborne, but I have to see more about it for me to say, okay, this is.
I think
you
that's
know,
what people are sort of calling it.
Yeah,
A spiritual
And-
successor to Bloodborne.
and not only that, another thing, yeah, we gotta get more gameplay, more detail on High on Life. That game is it's just such. It's gonna be such a fun game, because I miss those type of games where just for example, cursing and all that stuff, to be funny, because that's what I love when I play the South Park games. I love
Yeah. South Park games.
I mean,
Brilliant.
'cause
Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole. Great games.
but Sticker Troop was a lot better though. I found the Fractured Butthole to be long. It got to a point I was like, oh, this is too long. But the Sticker Troop
I
is
enjoyed
just
that
hilarious.
though.
You did?
Then again, I
Yeah.
have an immature sense of humor. So.
Oh, I do too. I mean, seriously, it's such a funny game.
Yeah,
such a funny
I'm
game. Great
really
game.
looking forward to
I
High
missed
on
it.
Life.
Yeah,
High on
me
Life
too.
is probably my
Yeah.
most anticipated game for this year, next to
Yeah.
Gotham Knights.
And when I saw that, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be hilarious. And then I saw the gun cussing. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be great. They're gonna say a lot of crazy stuff on it. It's gonna be funny.
Jedi Knight Peter says that Liza P has a 12-minute gameplay on IGN.
Oh, awesome!
IGN's
awesome,
YouTube
right.
channel, yeah.
Oh, right. I'll go check it out.
Check that out.
I have to check that out. Yeah, because again, I want to see more about it, because I was like, okay, this looks like a Souls game, but it's about Pinocchio, and is it about Pinocchio? Was it confirmed?
Yeah, it's basically a Pinocchio story.
Yep. And also, Disney's making a new Pinocchio movie, which nightmares, but yeah, okay, live action.
Isn't it being done by who is it? Is it Guillermo del Toro?
Del Toro?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought so, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Wait, Guillermo del Toro's doing that? Oh Lord, nightmares, nightmares. We're getting Child's Play nightmares back again. Kids, don't watch it. Nightmares.
All right. Well, I'll let you sit on those nightmares for a little bit. But speaking of, things that I want to know more about, something that I would like to know more about is Embracer and some of the shenanigans that they've been pulling, right? Because now we've discovered that they have acquired the Lord of the Rings IP, which, hot damn, that is just, we talk about gangsta moves every now and then, right? Phil Spencer being a gangster every now and then. Embracer did a flex with this one, I feel like. Picking that up, so they just acquired that, but they've got Middle Earth Enterprises.
Is it the entire Lord of the Rings franchise, or is it just the Lord of the Rings franchise in games? I haven't read this full story, so
I think
not
it was everything,
caught
if
up
I
with it.
remember correctly, because they were talking about the ability to do movies and different stuff like that as well.
Then that's a huge deal.
I could be wrong, but I thought that's
Yeah.
what they were saying. So they've got that, which has like Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit IP, which would be related to the movies specific, and I guess the games too. But they also did pick up, in the process, they got Tripwire Interactive, which is famous for like Maneater and Killing Floor. Limited Run Games, which this excites me because recently they just announced that they were going to actually start showing support for Xbox as well, which for the longest time it's usually just been like PlayStation or Nintendo games that have gotten releases. So the fact that they've got additional backing through Embracer and maybe more leeway to kind of stretch out and like kind of spread out and grow, gets me excited because there are some really cool games that we could see. Like some of the digital games come into that. Like physical copies would be really cool. And I've always been bummed that I couldn't use them on my Xbox. Like I buy them, but then they're just sitting there, and I can't use them on my PlayStation that I don't own. But they also picked up Tuxedo Labs, Singtrix, and then there's one that's still kind of vague right now. It's a bit shadowed. It's another undisclosed studio, and currently they can't say anything about it because of a game or a deal that's in the process. So we've got one sitting there that's kind of a big question mark as to like, okay, well, what is this? Whether that's a full dev studio or what it is, we just don't know yet. So the upfront purchase for this was $577 million for all of these, including this mysterious one, this secret one that we don't know about. But the full cost could be higher. Embracer Group, as of this month, this is what we're sitting at as far as statistics. This is like your baseball card player statistics, right? You flip this sucker over and you find out that they've got 13,800 employees from over 40 countries. They have 120 internal development studios now. They have 850 owned and controlled IPs or franchises. They have 220 games in development. 25 AAA games are expected within the next 4 years. And as we discussed previously, they've got Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit IP rights now. Okay, now that I've thrown all that at you, we'll see what stuck for a second, but wow, like that is a big move. Jen, does this scare you, the fact that someone else is getting in the game like this and not getting as much attention for their moves versus like when Microsoft and Sony are making the moves, there's a lot of attention to what they're doing, while Embracer's kind of like, oh, that's weird what they're doing, can we buy 5 of these real quick?
Be-
I'm
Like,
not so
they're
worried
basically-
about Embracer Group. I mean,
Before
they're still
before
like
bef-
what?
before you
where are
answer
they on?
that, can I add something else?
Go on.
Oh,
Okay,
Vice.
they do own Dark Horse Comic,
Oh yes,
and in
that's
there, I think it's include 300, Alien, Hellboy, Planet of the Apes. I think it's there. The Mask, Predator,
Those are big franchises.
Sin City.
Wait, they own Predator?
Yes.
I think they probably own like
and Aliens?
Comics Wise publishing rights to
Oh,
make
okay.
Predator
Oh.
comics. Because as
Oh.
far as I know, it's Disney that actually owns Predator because
Steeler.
it was
Oh, okay.
property of
was
Fox.
what, Fox
Yeah.
Search.
Okay.
It came to them in the
if I remember
Fox deal.
correctly. Yep.
Oh, but now they own Stranger Things too. Stranger Things has got its comic too. I'm looking at it. Witcher Comics. I think it's not.
Yeah, I think that's only publishing rights to
Yep.
Stranger Things comics because obviously Netflix owns
Yeah,
Stranger
yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
Shaolin, Minor. Yeah, keep going, guys. I'll mention this. Dragon Age is also part of it too.
So yeah, so back to you, Jen. Does this concern you, the fact that they're
No, not so
they don't
much.
have-
No, they're not even like fourth right in the market, the whole market share thing. I'd be more worried if it was someone like Tencent getting them.
Yes.
Yeah.
because we all know
Mm.
Big Bad Tencent wants to try and get their hands on as much as they can.
Here's the thing, though, General. We still don't know what Embracer Group wants to do yet. I mean, like I said it before, and I said it when Tencent was actually purchasing. I was saying in
Well,
earlier
if they're
podcasts.
buying up something like
Yeah.
The Lord of the Rings, which they own the entire franchise of now,
Yep.
the entire IP,
They,
then it
they,
looks
they
like they want to get into the entertainment business
Yep.
In
completely. That's games, movies, TV shows.
Yep.
So
They even got out Lord of the Rings toilet paper. They got everything from Lord of the Rings. Every single thing. Everything.
Crazy.
yeah,
Crazy.
it doesn't worry me too much. I mean, what's wrong with someone else dipping their toes
Well,
into the
because-
entertainment
but
business? So
no, but here's the thing with them though, General. They pretty much own so many video game developments, right? Developers, and it's insane. I mean, when Microsoft makes this purchase, they call it monopoly. But here's a studio that's got literally here's a company that's got more video game studios than if you combine. I think EA, PlayStation, and Xbox together. Still, I think Embracer has a lot more than they do altogether.
yeah, but
I
it
mean,
comes down
yeah.
to how much money they're worth more than anything,
and how
Yeah.
big they are too.
how big they are in that.
But here's the thing,
Like,
though,
they're
Sal.
not market leaders. They're not even in the
But-
top 3. So
But what happens if they do what Tencent did and decided to make a cloud, and they will actually get into the competition of service too?
it
Which,
could happen.
like,
Yeah.
like I said, we don't know their intentions yet. Why are they buying all these stuff? To make games. Yeah, we know that for a fact. Tencent is buying this to make games, but for what intention? Is it to make a cloud? Which the other day Tencent actually said, "Yeah, we're gonna do a cloud," and they're starting with a cloud. And so we don't know what these guys want yet. It hasn't. That thing hasn't blown up yet. We're waiting for that news to blow
I mean,
up.
like the streaming industry. It started with Netflix. It's expanded to so many subscription services that I don't want to pay for.
Yeah, it's insane.
I subscribe to Disney Plus, Netflix, and Amazon, and that's pretty much it for me. I had the old Paramount Plus trial when it was in Xbox Game Pass perks. I didn't like that because there wasn't really much there for me. It was very lackluster in content, but I could imagine that'd be something big in a year or so's time when they've packed it out with more content. But yeah, I can see this in the gaming industry as well. It's not just going to be Xbox. It's not just going to be PlayStation. You're probably going to have Embracer Group launch some kind of application, and that'll come to every platform under the sun, like Ubisoft Plus and EA. What's EA's service called? EA Play, right?
Yeah, EA Play.
It'll be
Or
like
EA
that.
Access.
And even then, they probably still won't be in the top 3 market leaders. So they'd have to probably buy a significant amount of other studios that have big IPs. A lot of the stuff that Embracer Group own are more smaller to medium-sized IPs. This with Lord of the Rings is a bigger deal, and that's probably their first tiptoes into gaining bigger IPs. And yeah, I think more for them, considering they own so many different things in the entertainment space, it's more of a we want stuff everywhere: games, movies, TV shows.
Diversification of the portfolio.
I also think that the way they're targeting, like, they're trying to target, like, these IPs that, resonate with a certain audience, and they're just buying these IPs. I think they can they're viewing that, you have all these services, and if they own all these IPs, these companies are going to come to them eventually, and you don't necessarily have to create your own platform. You can just license these IPs to other companies, and that can be their approach too. So who knows? Like,
I think another good thing about Embracer Group is they tend to leave studios to do what they want to do, and they don't come in and go, "You've got to do this. You've got to make this. We want you to reboot this franchise. We want you to get rid of this franchise."
yeah,
They tend to be fairly decent at leaving studios to do what they want, and I think that's the best possible thing.
Totally
Yeah.
with you there. Yep. With you 100% there, buddy. With you 100%. But yeah. Embracer Group, man.
our
Fine,
captain
everything.
disappear on us.
Yeah, no, Captain has disappeared on us. I think you
Sorry,
got.
ladies and gentlemen, I had to hit the bathroom before we go into landing. Are we ready for descent?
I think we are, Captain.
I
Are you
think
guys
so.
ready for descent? I got my seatbelt on and everything. Yep.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at our destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off this live stream. On behalf of Xbox International, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip. We look forward to seeing you aboard next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I leave you with our crazy co-pilot, Crazy Louie, for the outros.
All right, all right, all right. First of all, Mr. General C, man, really thank you for joining us on this fantastic, awesome episode. Really, man, we had loads of fun with you, and thank you for sharing us with your
Oh,
knowledge,
I really enjoyed
your
it. Yeah, it's a
comment.
blast.
Really, it was a lot of fun hanging out with you here, man. Really, thank you so much, brother. So, General, let's start with you. Tell everybody where they can find you, brother.
You can find me on Twitter, _general_C, and that's exactly the same on Twitch as well. And it's similar on YouTube, but without the underscores. I will be
Alright.
getting back into making YouTube content at some point, but I'm just enjoying streaming too much right now.
Can I give you a small suggestion? You know, more of a
Yeah,
request.
go for it.
As you work on your project, can you document that, and then when you feel is the right time? That would be cool to see the journey of you.
I am, yeah. I've
Okay.
got spreadsheets and stuff. Notepads written down with my scruffy handwriting that I'm sure no one wants to look at. But yeah,
I'll look
I've
at it. You have a fan
everything
here.
compiled.
I'm pretty intrigued. I like
yeah,
that stuff.
I'm kind of like that. I've got a touch of OCD, I think. So
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
Uh,
I'll watch all the content about that. I like
Yep.
seeing creations of projects, how they evolve and everything. I think that's pretty cool.
yeah, I'm aiming to hopefully announce the project sometime next year.
Nice.
Awesome. Nice, 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 nice. You know, I could actually make a comic of me, the crazy. How many
No,
personalities do I have? Crazy 200?
Dear Lord. I'll just tell you this. Don't give an exact date. That way, we don't have a
I haven't,
2022 delay.
I was hoping to have it like announced this year, but I've not said anything. I mean, I have a Twitter account already made for the comic book and all other social medias. I'm not going to name the comic yet because who knows? Maybe I'll change the name, but I don't think I will. I think I've got
Yeah.
a fairly decent name for what I want to tell.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, I won't spoil anything yet because still work in progress, and yeah, I don't want to leak anything or lose anything to someone that could possibly
Steal
steal
the idea.
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. No worries. When you're ready, buddy, just share it out, and we'd love to see what's going on in that comic book world, man. Seriously. I mean, I'm a big anime fan, and I don't know if you ever seen Berserk. I'm a big fan.
I have not, but I've heard good things about it.
Yep. If you see that, ooh. But yeah,
I think
it
it's on
sounds like-
Netflix, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I
Is
think
it?
so. Yeah.
In the UK,
Yeah.
I think.
I think I seen it in
I'll
Netflix.
check it out if it's that one. If it's not the original one, then I'll send you a link so you can watch the original one. You'll be like, what? Man, I love Berserk. I'm a big fan of Berserk. Crazy. But anyways, Sour Blow. Tell everybody where they can find you, brother.
Well, you can find me almost everywhere. SourBlow18, Twitter, Xbox, and I started a YouTube channel where I'm uploading trailers that I'm just making out of fun, like kind of like a hobby where I just grab different trailers and make my own trailers, put different music. I actually have Silent helping me in some of them, so stay tuned to that. He has some voiceovers and some stuff like that, so it's gonna be some cool stuff there. So, and of course, sorry, Wednesday, you can find me here. Every Wednesday 7 p.m. Eastern time.
All right, also Silent Cypher. Tell everybody where they can find you, brother.
All right. Well, yeah. So you can find me here every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As far as social media, you can find me at Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, all over the place. YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, all that as Silent Cypher. Try and make it easy. You can find us on Friday nights when we do community gaming nights. I know it's every now and then we miss a Friday, but we try to be fairly consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the places for now. I've got some things in the works. You might be seeing me in a couple other places here pretty soon. But I'm not gonna say much more about that just yet. I'll just give you a little teaser for now.
Ooh.
But Jen, thank you so much for coming this evening.
I really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It'd been a while in the works because Louis messaged me like well over a month ago, and I was like, yes, instantly. I said, yes, I'll be on.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know it puts you late into the night.
Oh, that's
but
okay.
do
I suffer with
appreciate it.
insomnia, so I'm probably usually awake at this time anyways. So, yeah.
It was awesome to
good to
have
be
you
here.
in. I really enjoyed listening to your insight on all these things, getting to hear about the comic book a little bit, and that you've got some other projects in the work. So yeah, thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It's been a blast. Anytime you want me back on, I'll be there.
Awesome.
You're always welcome.
You're always welcome, brother. You're always welcome. Oh man. And for me, beforehand though, chat. You guys have kept this thing rolling and rocking all night, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are fantastic, and thank you for hanging out with us each and every single week, man. Lots of love for you guys. Really appreciate it, and thank you again. Seriously, I can't thank you all enough. Just join us every single week. So, where can you find the crazy one? You can find me at Twitter at the Crazy Louis Gaming. You know, doing all that crazy stuff where I do dances, model, say good mornings. What else do I do? Sarablo, I do I take showers. Yeah, everybody loves me taking showers. Yep, love my shower videos. I sing and I do all sorts of crazy cool stuff. But yeah, you can find me at Twitter, Crazy Louis Gaming, and each and every single week here with my brothers Silent Cypher and Sour at Xbox International, the Crazy Louis Gaming YouTube channel. And as I always say, remember. Let's go, let's rock, and let's get crazy. Yes, see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
So sorry. All right.
Thank you for listening to the XBI Podcast. Please make sure to like and subscribe on the way out. We'll see you next time.